Afternoon. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.com from Monday, September 29th. Here we have the Dow 15-minute chart. Quick side note, looks like they are going to pass a bailout bill. We should have the details before the Asian market opens, and we should see at least a pop on the market tomorrow. This huge spike we see here was the news of the bailout last week. Then this drop was our morons in Congress arguing about it. And then into Friday, especially at the close, we saw a little move in anticipation of something being done. Upside probably 11,350 to 400, about a 200 point upside. If we look at the daily chart, also shows upper resistance on this bullish falling wedge that goes back to April at the 11,400 area. RSI looks ready to break 50. Stochastics look good. On balance volume looks good. Whether there's any follow through on the rally remains to be seen, but we should see, if we don't see a huge gap up on the open, which wouldn't surprise me, we should see at least a couple of 100-point move off of this, at least based on the charts. SMH chart, as I mentioned on Friday, this is one of the best looking index charts out there. Breakout is the 20-day, that's at 2611. We've got this bullish falling wedge in place from the May highs. Over the last week or two, all the moron analysts have come out and downgraded pretty much every stock in this sector, which is what happens at every bottom in the SMH. And this is shaping up nicely. The main culprits of the downgrade, KLAC, Applied Materials, etc., have put in some nice bottoms near term. No surprise since the analysts threw in the towel. We've got a positive MACD crossover on the SMH. Stochastics are starting to break higher. On balance volume is moving higher. As I mentioned on the Trading Alert Friday, we are looking for at least 2650 on a gap. But every time we have technicals like they are on the SMH, we usually see about a 10% move. So we could see anywhere from 2650 to 28 in the next few days here. USO chart, just a quick update on this. Head and shoulder breakdown went all the way down to our target, almost a 30% call from our short way up here. Neckline test over the last week, but it's been unable to break through, and it's pretty likely that we see a test of the recent lows on the USO, United States Oil Fund, which means I think oil prices are going below $100 this week, and with that we should see a sharp sell-off in gold as well. There's a huge premium built up in gold, a fear premium that's happened over the last week. That should unwind in the coming days, and we should see the dollar move higher on that as well. AMD, don't really like the stock a lot, but it's got a decent symmetrical triangle formation here. Stops would be 5 on this one, and given the size of the SMH rally we could get, over 525, this one could see a pretty fast move. It could give you a 30 to 50 cent scalp Monday/Tuesday on it. MACD's trying to break over 1. Stochastics are in the basement, so this is a lower priced SMH play for you. KLAC, as I mentioned, looks a lot like the SMH chart, looks bottomed out. A lot of the stocks in this sector support the thesis that we are going to see a move in the SMH, which is what we need to see. Other than the financials, the strength in the market comes from semiconductor stocks. That's why the analysts are always so wrong on it. They're wrong for a reason. When they're downgrading and selling, it means they're buying. Likewise, they were upgrading at the tops in May as they were selling. So that's how this crooked game plays out on Wall Street. Stock plays. PPCO stock got decimated on Friday on no news. Got dropped 20% on about 28K volume, and then record volume came in. In after hours, news came out that they replaced their $75 million shelf offering. You know, the other one expired, so they renewed it. News was leaked. Unbelievable. You'll never see the SEC do anything about this, but the news was leaked. They've sold out. Every time we've seen a volume spike in this stock, the stock has rebounded back. So Target is the breakdown point of 250 over the next few days. Whenever this one sees sharp sell off, it sees a nice rebound pretty soon thereafter. BKHM Bookham tried breaking out last week, continues to hold. I would actually probably consider placing stops at $1.10 on this one now. Target remains 130 to 140. RSI is oversold. Stochastics finally peaking up above 20, which should mean this one should go this week on a market rally. Real quick mention here, IMH, Impact Mortgage Holdings. It's a third mortgage company, but with the bailout package passing and this hammer down that the stock dropped 50% in the last 15 minutes of the close on Friday. Big shakeout on the stock. With the bailout package working or being passed, hopefully this one should see a nice snapback rally on Monday. Target would be a move back to at least 35 cents. So we're looking at 50 to 100% plus upside on this one come Monday morning. That's really it for new plays going into Monday. The bailout bill should pass. They haven't given us the details yet, but the details should be out before the Asian market opens, and Asian market should rally. We should see a gap up tomorrow, a relief rally, for lack of a better word. We should see oil come down. We should see gold come down. Things got pretty hairy on Friday as these morons were going back and forth deciding whether or not they were going to pass this bill. Didn't hear much mention of it on TV, but, they say Main Street people do not want this package to pass. The reason is they don't understand the implications. On Friday, we had cargo starting to back up at a lot of major ports, and the reason was they're unable to get financing to unload. So these union guys who work at the ports, to just give you an example, saying that they don't want to bail out the crooks on Wall Street, they're not bailing them out. They're bailing out Main Street, because what happens when the credit market goes kaplunk is everything else goes into the crapper. So hopefully we should see the Treasury market recover. Some of the interest rates, the flight to quality on Thursday and Friday was just unbelievable. Hopefully passage of this bill will shoot a massive amount of liquidity back into the system and banks will start lending. So fingers crossed that a deal passes and we see a gap up rally tomorrow. As I said, not too many plays. We're going to see what happens because, as you know, in the market, anything is possible. If we get a rally, there will be ample opportunity for us to jump into scalp plays. So, we've got a few plays to keep us going. We've got a couple of gapper plays we picked up on Friday. And that's it for the video for tonight. Should be a pretty active day tomorrow. So see you guys in the chat room then. Goodbye.